Oh my goodness. All right, y'all. This is my first live ever. This feels awkward as fuck. I have a feeling that I'm probably just going to be talking to myself the whole time, but that's okay. That's okay. We're going to grow, right? Grow. It's also about to start storming, so that's good. I hope everybody is doing good tonight. I am here to, number one, just go live and talk to everybody, overcome my fear, take one for the team, right? Because this is important and I need to learn how to do this. I would like to get to know people on the channel a little more, and I am also going to be sharing some information about the key to long-term recovery, based on my own recovery and the work that I've done, what I have determined to be the key to long-term recovery. I was going to walk out to the pond and do this with y'all. So if I have not met you before, my name is Tracy. I am a therapist. I'm currently working as a therapist. I do one-on-one sessions. And I also am a substance abuse group facilitator, all of which I typically do online from home. I'm also a new full-time RV lifer, so y'all can see my RV life setup, maybe in the background here. If you didn't see the video, we are staying on some family land. So we have our big old camper parked over there, a barn for our stuff, pond over here. It's been really good so far. It really has. I thought I was gonna get in here and be like, oh my God, what have I done? But I'm not. I really haven't had one single moment like that. So that's good. But yeah, I'm a therapist and I am also in recovery myself. I am 12 years in recovery from heroin addiction, among other things. I was an addict from the age of 14 to 24. In 2014, I did a little bit of time in prison, and then that is when I got clean after that. Child. I know, that's a very classy conception story, right? But I promised them that they would never see that side of me, and they never did. So, we're winning. Oh my God, there's actually people in here. How cool. I would love for y'all to say hi, introduce yourselves. Let me know why you're here. Are you in recovery? Are you just wanting to learn more about addiction? Are you just chilling? What's going on with y'all tonight? All right, I'm at the pond. See if y'all can see it. And it's gonna start storming, but that's okay. Oh no, it's starting to rain right now. Okay, bear with me. I'm gonna walk to the pavilion. Well, see, everybody's dropping off now because it's raining. All right, I'm gonna still talk anyway. So, like I said, from my experience, all right, I'm sorry, let me start over on that. The rain distracted me. All right, so I'm a therapist. I'm in long-term recovery, been in recovery for 12 years now. And I had a lot of people ask me in the beginning, like, how were you able to stay clean? How were you able to not only stay clean, but actually find some level of success? At the time, the opioid rate was literally like 5%. So I did a lot of research on that. I really thought about that answer. And you know, not only did I live addiction for over 10 years, I also studied it in school for 6 years. And I also married an addict, you know, just to complete the full circle. So I have a lot of experience with this, and there are 6 things that I determined to be the key to long-term recovery, or the key to, not only staying clean, but creating a happy, a successful life for yourself after addiction, because that can be really hard. Not only staying clean long term, that can obviously be very, very hard, but out of breath from walking. I think overcoming all of the obstacles in recovery can be really, really difficult, especially with our society, the way that it is. It's just not very forgiving. It's not forgiving, and it's not easy to climb back up and rebuild a life from the ground up after addiction or trauma or anything like that. It's just not easy. They do not make it easy. Um, so yeah, I thought about that answer about what was really different this time after so many years in addiction. What was really different that made me actually stay clean this time? And the answer that I came up with was what I refer to now in my work as the 6 pillars of recovery. And those 6 pillars are basically 6 different aspects of life that I feel we need in order to not only stay clean long term, but create a life for ourselves that we genuinely feel happy in, because I believe that is the key to long-term recovery. Literally creating a life that we wake up grateful as fuck for every single day. A life that we wake up amazed by, right? If you are able to do that, you're not going to relapse. You're going to run from relapse, okay? So the 6 pillars that help you do that are purpose, adventure, support, separation. I always forget at least one of them when I'm trying to name them off my head. I wrote down some notes here. Separation, mindset, and goals, or forward movement. So all of those things put together, if you spend time building up those pillars, you're able to kind of build a life for yourself that you love. And once you do that, once you've worked so hard for that, you're not going to want to do anything to mess it up. So when I say purpose, I'm referring to something outside of yourself to live for, to keep working for, something outside of yourself that keeps you going on those days that you don't feel like you can keep going. And then support, obviously nobody can succeed without support. Not even the strongest man on earth has been able to achieve greatness without some kind of support. Everybody needs somebody. So having a support system is absolutely crucial. My dog is freaking out. She is scared to death of storms. Adventure, I feel like our lives can sometimes become very boring after addiction, and bringing something into our lives that makes us feel genuinely happy, brings us genuine joy, makes a huge difference. I remember in my early recovery, my mom lived down in Florida. Oh my God, Mixie, calm down. She's a beagle mix, and she is like scared to death of storms. I should probably put her inside, but she'll be fine for a couple minutes. My mom lived down in Florida, and so I went to visit her all the time in my early recovery. Luckily, I was able to go down there and stay with her for free. And she took me out to Discovery Cove. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of it, but it is amazing. I got to like swim with dolphins and do this scuba dive with a helmet on with fish, and a fish actually bit me. And it was just the most amazing day. And I remember riding home in the car and thinking to myself, like, if I died right now, I would be okay with it. I know that sounds kind of ridiculous, but like, I just felt so content. I felt so good. I realized at that point, like, I have to have this in my life, like adventure and travel. I have to. And so that's something that I've always had to incorporate into my life in order to stay clean. And that's why I recently made this whole shift to RV life, because the 9 to 5 wasn't cutting it for me. It might not be what it looks like for you that brings you that joy and happiness. You just got to find whatever that is for you. And then mindset, mindfulness kind of together plays a huge role. Being out in nature constantly plays a huge role on your mind, on your recovery, separation from negative influence, and then goals, forward movement, having something that you are working toward, always having something that you can get up every day and work towards, something to fill your time productively. Huge difference. When I first got clean, or I got out of prison in 2014, and I had to go to a halfway house. That was like part of my sentence. I had to complete a rehabilitation program. So I go to this halfway house, and I'm there for 4 months. And that's when I got pregnant for the first time. And I knew at that point, like, I'm gonna have to do something with my life in order to support my child, right? I'm gonna have to figure something out, because as a 2-time felon, like, you're not gonna be able to get very many good jobs. So I enrolled in school before I even left that halfway house. And I went to school for the next 6 years. And I think that having that, like, not only having that productivity to fill my time, but having the success little by little, like, okay, I got this certificate, I completed this class, I got this degree, and then I got this degree. Like, that success became addicting, and I wanted more. And so I had something productive to fill my time with. And again, that doesn't have to be school for you. It can be anything. It can be anything. Anything that brings you joy, brings you happiness, that you feel like is purposeful. So I think that school made a big difference for me in early recovery. I also got a job as a waitress at a truck stop. That was my first job, long before I was a therapist. And I worked and I saved up. I got a car, and then a better car, and then an apartment, and then a better apartment, until I got where I am today. I mean, looking at where I am today doesn't look that impressive, considering I'm living in a camper, but I'm doing that intentionally. I did have a home before this. But yeah, those are the 6 pillars, and that's what I try and share in a lot of my content and a lot of my work. I try and share how to fill those pillars up so that you're able to create a successful life for yourself. I did create a 6-pillar self-inventory. There's also a video on it that I made months ago. The inventory is linked below that, and the video like walks you through it. But if any of y'all want that self-inventory, let me know in the comments. Send me your email and I'll send it to you. I'm sorry, I know this life was like super awkward, very awkward for me too. I'm sure I'll get better at it. But to those of you who showed up, I really appreciate you. I hope y'all have a good night and you don't have too many tonight. So stay safe, and I'll try this again next week and hopefully be better at it. Thanks, guys. Bye. I don't know how to turn this off. I literally don't. Okay. Bye, guys.